So welcome, everyone. Thank you so much that you found some time to join us today. I am very pleased to announce today's speaker, Nadiia Drab. She's going to cover a very interesting topic about how she went and participated in European Women in Tech. And this is a chance to discuss important questions that might be not only trending, but closely affecting everybody in this community. And therefore, I'm very excited that she said yes to this opportunity to be a speaker for us and tell us more about her experience, what she heard, what she saw, and what interesting topics she decided to then share. So please, it's not only a monologue, the chat is open. Drop down any questions you might have or some suggestions or just your thoughts, because we made sure that there are some questions that are arousing throughout the presentation, some interesting statistic for you to think about. Some of it's pretty negative, but then it's interesting for a discussion. So I will ask Nadiia to start, and I'll be your moderator today and answer any of your questions in the chat.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me today. In my presentation, I'm going to share my brief review of this conference. It will take about 45 minutes, something about. And firstly, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Nadiia Drab. I work about 4 years as a quality assurance engineer in the Provectus company. I have a pretty diverse professional background. I have graduated from Odessa National Economic University and has a master's degree in the tourism management. So I worked as a hotel reservation agent, crewing manager in the maritime company, also as a personal documentation specialist. And in 2020, my career completely changed. I transitioned to the IT sphere as a quality assurance engineer. As you may guess, I'm originally from Odessa, Ukraine. And during the last 2 years, I reside with my family in the Netherlands. And the last 2 years, I will work remotely, and I was feeling like a lack of professional communication. So I decided to search and find some technical conferences. And one of these conferences was European Women in Tech, in technology. And I would share some information about this conference. There will be 4 main points. The first one is just the general information about this. The second one, how do I prepare for this conference? And the third one is the agenda, the key topics. This will be the main part of my presentation. And the last one, it will be summary and maybe discussion with you if you have any comments, any ideas. So this event was just one among the series of events that are organized by Women in Technology World Series. They have take places in Amsterdam, London, also Washington, D.C., and Austin. In Amsterdam, it was the end of June, and this conference took 2 days. I was only present on the first day. The speakers are the leaders of the different technical companies, and there were thousands of attendees. But actually, the atmosphere was quite friendly and nice. And also, I should mention that the entry ticket for this conference was quite affordable comparing to other technical conferences. So if you really would like to know more about, there is a link. And I think that the next year I would also like to participate in this conference again. So how do I prepare to this conference? 1 week before the event, organizer sent the link to the application that you can upload on your smartphone. It provides you the full agenda for these 2 days. And you can select the interesting topics, so you can play your whole day effectively. I was also advised to learn about the speakers and companies that will be presented and find a companion. So in my case, there is a Ukrainian IT community in the Netherlands. I pinged there a message, and two nice Ukrainian girls joined me in this conference, and it was a really nice decision. And have a fun. So this is the screenshot from my application. For the first day, I chose 5 topics that I feel would be more interesting for me. And I should highlight that the key topic for the whole conference was artificial intelligence. So mainly half of the speakers were talking about the AI. And now on the next slide, I will move to each of these speakers that I listened. And the first one is Djarma Witt. She is a Dutch specialist, and she was representing a low-code academy. So as we know, there is a traditional approach to the software development. Then you should have an expertise in the hand coding, and you should have a knowledge and in different frameworks and tools. And a low code is just a slightly different approach that it requires minimal hand coding, and it helps businesses to build application faster and cost effectively comparing to the traditional software development. And there are different platforms like Mendix, OutSystems, Microsoft Power Apps, and Appian that have already templates and drag and drops tools that helps to make an application. And it was all said in the context that by 2026, 75% of the new software will be built with the help of the low code. And it was the prediction of the consulting company. And also Djarma has shared the new data that in 2023, women occupy only 22% of technical roles in the European companies. So as low code is a low entry barrier, it has one of the advantages. And from Djarma's perspective, she said that women can take the first step towards their career in technical sphere by learning the low code tools. And so it can be their first step towards their career. And also, yes, there is a link to her low code academy if someone is interested in. The next speaker is Alona Galeva. She is a data engineer and her presentation was about different comparison of different paths of software development into production, AI into production, and generative AI into production, and the main challenges when generative AI is getting into the production. I would say that her speech was more relevant for the data engineers and for the machine learning specialists or AI developers. But for me, her personality was the inspiring one. I have a chance to communicate with her after the conference, and surprisingly, I found out that we have graduated from the same university and from the same specialty. So she also finished the tourism management, and she made the first steps into her data engineer career by analyzing a client's data for travel agency in Odessa. And also Alona is organizer of the non-profit community for learning Python for women. So I also left and shared the link to this community, pyladies.com. Okay, moving to the next slide. This would be slide with more data, with more statistics, and with more predictions for the future, but not only for women, but also for all specialists in the technical sphere. So this speaker is Cristina Monteiro. She's head of Human Resource Department of ASML Company. ASML Company is a Dutch company, but it's a world leader in manufacturing the equipment that is used in semiconductor industry. So ASML provides software, hardware, and services for chip makers all around the world. And Cristina has shared some info and some last data. The first one fact I already mentioned when I talked about the low code. It's about the representation of women in technical roles. And it's also important to mention that women occupy the fastest declining tech roles. And especially you can notice it that they are affected by the recent sector job losses. And also interesting fact that over half of women in tech leave the industry by the midpoint of their career, comparing to men. For them, it's only a quarter of men leaving the industry in the midpoint of their career. Okay, in this slide, there are the predictions and how it probably will look in the future. So there's an information that average European will have a career lifespan as 43 years from graduation to pension. And it's very interesting for me to find out that during this career lifespan, the Generation Z will have 17 jobs across 5 different careers. It means that many of us will all the time during our career lifespan learn new skills. And it's not a surprise that nowadays if there is a technology revolution that is related to the artificial intelligence, and many companies are looking not only for the specialists with the technical skills, but also companies are looking for the soft skills like creativity, problem solving, emotional intelligence, conflict management, and interpersonal communications. Okay, moving to the next speakers. These two ladies, they were representing the online shop, bol.com. It's a Dutch shop, something similar to eBay or Amazon. And they have shared their experience, how they implemented more cost-effective, sustainable, a greener solution with the help of AI for their logistics and for their packaging. So there were concerns from also the client side. Then the small size item was packed in a quite big box, and it's not obvious, not good, it's not sustainable. And they have used an AI tools that help them to resolve this issue, to find the box that will fit the goods in it. And also, as I said before, the issue with the logistics between the warehouses and the end clients. Actually, their presentation was very optimistic. They talked only about the advantages, but as for me, I was a little bit concerned because I think many of you know that AI consumes a lot of the energy, and there is an environmental concerns about this, and it's only the beginning of the AI. And in year after year, the energy consumption will only grow, and it's not sustainable, it's not green. And if we talk about greener tomorrow, I think it's very important to mention this part of using AI tool. And for me, it's also a question if we really need to use AI to resolve the issue with the packaging. Okay, a little bit of critique. The next slide, it's the last speaker, but for me, it was the most inspiring among these speakers. Sheila Gammon, she is from ING, it's a Dutch bank, and she started her presentation with the fact that a century ago, electricity totally changed how the many industries work. So it has influence on every major industry. And nowadays, AI is doing the same, so it's changing. And there is technical, let's say, this technical revolution, and it requires every one of us to be a step ahead in their businesses, in their life, to be AI fluent. And according to her speech, there should be 3 levels how to be AI fluent. So it should be on governmental level, on companies level, and on personal level. Once she talked about governmental level, it means that there should be policies and regulation that actually regulate this AI sphere. It's very important for the future. When she was talking about the company's level of being AI fluent, she provided this pyramid. Actually, you can find this pyramid in free access in LinkedIn. There is also a link and for the nice article. So how the organizations can upskill their workforce, and just giving a brief strategic how to make their specialists be fluent in AI. And on the personal level, Sheila explained it that we should have a basic understanding of what is AI. We should use AI application, and we should stay updated. So know more and to be interested in this topic. But she also said that we shouldn't be afraid to be replaced as a humans by artificial intelligence, because artificial intelligence cannot replace humans' creativity, inventiveness, sorry.
Being very creative.
Yeah, the quality when you can invent something, sorry. And so other personal humans' quality that make us different from the robots and from the artificial intelligence. And from this perspective, Sheila has shared a quite personal story, and it was also very inspiring. As I understand, Sheila is quite sporty. She participates in the marathons, and she had a friend that was diagnosed with a cancer. She was in remission, and she asked Sheila if she can help her to prepare for the marathon. Her friend wants to participate in the marathon for the first time. And Sheila spent with her friend several months preparing her for the marathon, and successfully her friend finished the marathon. She was very happy with this. So everything was very good. After some time, Sheila said that her friend come to her again and say that my cancer has returned and it seems to be like my last marathon in my life. But I want to participate in this marathon. And Sheila was very afraid for her friend. She didn't believe that it's possible. But so to making a long story short, her friend finished the marathon despite these consideration, despite that it was impossible with her diagnosis. And Sheila has made such conclusion that human can have this ability as a willpower, the spirit that make things impossible things happens. So this is the idea. And she has shared this golden circle, but that is also presented in Simon's Sinek book. This golden circle represents the idea that why some companies, organizations, and persons are successful and more successful than the others. And the reason is that they have a very deep purpose, and they have a very deep understanding why they are doing what they are doing. And this personal story was a very good example. When a person has this why deep inside of her, then she can achieve mostly anything in her life. And as a good example of combination of technology, and in our case, artificial intelligence, and human qualities, Sheila has shared an initiative of the Dutch organization in Delft that use the application based on the artificial intelligence for pregnancy screening in that countries where medicine, where people cannot access a good medicine. And this innovative approach can save thousands or maybe millions of people's life. And in my opinion, this is the best way representing how technology and humans' quality can give us something really important and meaningful into our life. Thank you. Actually, that is my short presentation, and I would like to hear any comments from you and maybe feedback, some questions.
Maybe we can start the discussion about the usage of the AI, because if you remember, Nadiia said about 2 cases of usage of AI. And what do you think personally? Was it a good decision to use AI to figure out the box size, or was it not the best idea? What are your thoughts about this solution that they've used to improve the packaging process? Any and every thoughts are welcome.
If we are talking from the business perspective, maybe they saved a lot of manual efforts, decreased their costs after implementing this solution for this retail company. So it's all about the money in the end, right? Mostly.
But what do you think? Like, yeah, it's about money, but then is it going to be beneficial for our Earth, because it's supposed to save the Earth because the packaging is smaller, but then they use the AI that it's sometimes produces a lot of heat, or most of the time produces a lot of heat, and it's not very good for the Earth by the end of the day. Isn't it contradictory? Or we can
This is, of course, contradictory, of course. And we can also speak about, I don't know, using AI in some industries
Mhm.
like, I don't know, tobacco or alcohol,
Mhm.
etc., etc. So, yeah, so there's always a balance. Of course, we can invest a lot of efforts and resources into building applications, which will be saving lives. But in the end of the day, the business will decide, unfortunately.
Mhm. I see. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, the sad story of corporations.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, but what are your thoughts about this portative device to do the UV sound for people who are pregnant? I don't know. I was very excited about this. No comments? Thank you so much for the visual aid over here. All right.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting. It's a small device, right? Very
Mhm.
portable. Yeah. I think
But
it's amazing.
come on, it's like a toy. Yeah.
No, it's supposed to be not a toy. It's supposed to be something that actually works, but I cannot really understand how it's supposed to work. Like, is it counting the beats per minute of like, or through the thing that captures the sound within the phone? Because I don't think it's gonna give the same properties that give the ultrasound devices.
No. It's only can be used to see if the situation is really critical, and it works for that case. Then the mother needs to walk many kilometers to the hospital for the regular check. So it can be like a helping tools for such cases as in the poor countries, but maybe it's just only the beginning. So maybe these tools can be improved, and maybe in the near future it can replace some big devices for ultrasound. Who knows?
I hope so. Yeah, because I agree with you. Some people do not have access to go from like their village or something, a rural area where they reside, to a more civilized part of the city or something like that. Even for people who live, I don't know, in the center of Europe, sometimes it takes hours to go from one place to another.
Yes,
Cool.
and also I think for some cases, maybe generative AI as something like similar to ChatGPT, but in the medicine sphere, can give some recommendation for the person, so he doesn't or she doesn't need to go to the doctor, and it also can be the way.
Yeah, I think it's not the nearest future, maybe in the long time span, but because maybe you've seen the trials that did for Google Assistant, that was trying to answer some medical questions, and it was giving very bizarre answers, that it was trying to like tell the person with a headache that they have cancer right away or something like that. It was very scary or something like that, or like giving very strange advices. But I agree.
Yes, I agree. When it's related to the health and human's
Mhm.
life,
Mhm.
it's very important that it shows the proper result. And actually, when I was talking with Alona Galiyeva, the girl from the she talked about the generative AI. She's a machine learning specialist. She said that there is also challenges about how to test these tools, AI tools. And actually, on this conference, I heard nothing about testing. And for me, as a quality assurance engineer, it's very interesting how you can test such tools. What is is it correct response or not?
Yeah, that's a good question. Also, we have Anna. You wanted to add something.
Yeah. I just wanted to add that I think it's already feasible technology that can provide a lot of like granularity to reach a lot of people here, especially in countries such as Colombia, which you'll have, I don't know, maybe one doctor or so for every 1,000 people in the country, or even more, like 20,000. Like I used to work for a nutritional company, and it was like one nutritionist for every 1,000 patients or something like that. And when you tackle these type of like problems like telemedicine or something like that, it's not human possible for all these doctors to at least attend or provide a good service for their patients, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know, imagine new moms who are like scared as hell for every single thing that happens to their babies. So these technologies do come in handy, like to provision. I mean, you need to not use it like straight for like go to GPT-4 and something like that. Maybe it would be good if you just use these curated new technologies and apps that are pumping every single minute, I don't know, that do take care of this and do some sort of guardrails on what to answer and when to prompt the mom to really visit a doctor, right? But most often the questions are, okay, my milk is not, I'm not producing enough milk. What should I use? And something like that. So that's really, really, really interesting use case. And all of these technologies that allow medical care teams to at least provide like a triage or something like that, that really helps a lot, because it's the way they have to at least have a sense of priority, right? In the case of these types of technologies. So yeah, I think this is going to be really, really useful in the near future, and it's really good to see that they're implementing and they're providing these types of technologies to people who actually will need it. It's really life-changing.
Absolutely. And being data scientist, what are your thoughts about also the testing process of these things? You mentioned that it would be easier to put an urgency to the request. And then what do you think? Is it going to be a very challenging task, or just overall, what are your thoughts about the process? How much time do we need to perfect this process?
Of testing, I mean, that
Yep.
depends on the use case. If we are like leveraging LLMs, for sure we have big path to run. There's not an established testing procedure that you can take.
Mhm.
Often there are like this LLM judge, they call it. So basically they prompt an LLM to act as a judge and self-reflect on the answers that others are providing, right? But if you're using traditional machine learning models, it's that depends on what data do you have to encourage the training, right? So in some cases it's even easier because you'll need to take care it's not biased, and it's like properly doing a great generalization here, but overall there is like a structured path how to perform those tests, so maybe in some cases it's more reliable.
Interesting. Yeah, so many things to think about and keep in mind while working with this new technologies. All right. Any other comments about this exciting new opportunity or something to look forward to? Or any thoughts about the presentation?
Yeah, Nadia, I just wanted to ask you, What was for you the biggest benefit of attending this event? Was it content? Was it networking? Was it, I don't know, broadening your perspective?
Mhm.
And would you recommend others to
Yeah.
visit the conference next year?
As a woman in tech, I have a lack of the other women model that has some career growth and being a woman and being a mom. And there was a presentation from Christina Montero from ASML, and with her there were several technical specialist women from the same company, and they have shared their personal stories, how they can combine their career and being a mom, and not being a mom of only one child, but several childs. And yes, it's a challengeable, it's a challenge, but for me, I was, as I repeat again, I was lack of this model. In my surrounding, I do not have this such a woman that I can see as an example. And there on these conferences, I see a lot of women who can be an example for me. So this is what's the most important for me.
Nice. Nice, interesting.
Yeah, it sounds very inspirational. Plus, you also shared a lot of the experiences where the person changed their previous work, or they completely changed and retract what they were doing. For example, as you were talking about Alona, I liked that they were from the same, like you were from the same university, from the same even field, and then you
Yes.
changed to tech.
Yes, so as a prediction and the trend, so there will be completely 5 different careers and 17 different jobs during the career lifespan. So yes, I already changed. This is my 3rd career in my life. So I'm on my way.
That's interesting, because also a lot of people drop their average, and not average, but the amount of time they change the career. And I think the average for our company, well, within this small chat, comes up to around also 3 changes of the career, which is quite interesting that we have this strange thing. I also changed around 3 times, to count by like big things. And why have you decided to become a tech specialist? That's the question I'm interested in. Maybe I'll change it.
I think it was this time, 2020 pandemic. I was not able to attend the office as I should do as a personal specialist. And that time I was just thinking, maybe I should change something in my life. So yes, I think it was just circumstances was like this.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's interesting. We'll see the tendencies and the statistics. Maybe something else would change. Maybe somebody from within the company would be interested also in changing their career path into a technical one. All right. It's been a blast. Thank you so much, Nadiia, for preparing this presentation and sharing with us all of your thoughts about this conference. And I think this opportunity is very interesting for a lot of women. A lot of women would like to collaborate with somebody else, to listen to somebody who has also a similar experience and visit something like that. So we would like also to present a possibility for you to visit this conference next year. Please join us as a speaker, and then we will gift you this ticket for this specific conference for the next year. It's all supposed to be locally gathered in Amsterdam. So it's a thing to think about. Maybe you would like to go visit Amsterdam and then hop in and visit this conference. To know more, become a speaker within our company, within our small community, and we will let you know more about the tickets. All right.
Super.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks,
Wonderful.
everyone.
Thanks,
Thank
Nadia.
you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everybody, for
Thank
joining.
you.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.